Throughout human history, the majority of people have lived in close proximity to the natural world. But in 2007, the balance tipped for the first time in favor of urban living. Today, roughly 55% of the world's population lives in urban areas. By 2050, this proportion is expected to increase to almost 70%. Such abrupt and monumental change begs the question, what effect does urban living have on people? Are we truly outgrowing our relationship to nature?
I mean, we're always in nature. I feel like even in this building, we're in nature. I feel good when I'm out in the nature and in the forest. And most of the time I think of how simple life should be lived and how it has become overcomplicated with time.
I'm more affected by nature, probably affects my mood more than I realize sometimes. Day to day in the city, I sometimes feel a bit constricted. Here in Paris, all the streets are so close together.
An exposure to nature not only makes you feel better emotionally, but it also contributes to your physical well-being. We have now scientific proof with the imaging of the brain. It reduces blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and the production even of stress hormone. And it's well known in philosophy and science for decades.
Nature, it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. I enjoy it, but I would never want to live there. It can be really isolating.
Even though I really love the nature, I love at the same time being in the city.
So there is a global tendency to join cities. We have more opportunity, so it's attractive, of course. World Health Organization clearly says that urban life is a really serious problem for our health. Pollution, heavy metals, inactivity cause millions of deaths annually. We talk about physical problems, but there is also a problem for mental health.
Often removed from systems of communal and familial support, cramped in small apartments, and busy working long hours, city dwellers run a far higher risk of depression and anxiety than average. While city dwellers in developed countries like the US spend a purported 93% of their lives indoors, some doctors have taken to prescribing time in nature to combat these illnesses and more. But some city residents aren't waiting for doctors' orders. A group of AUP students has banded together to find nature in the Paris area in the form of the Outdoors Club.
I have gravitated towards city life as I've gotten older, but I really miss nature. It really does just feel good.
Actually, growing up, I never thought that I would end up in a city, and it's like a good reset. Just kind of get out there, be in the silence, not have cop cars or ambulance sounds.
Once it's not really accessible to you, that's when you realize that something's kind of missing. What we do is to organize certain events occasionally throughout the semester for people to just get out of the city.
We don't have as much structure as most clubs. We just wanted to have a space for people to even recommend ideas of outdoors experiences.
We try to let people know a week in advance.
Outdoors Club appeals to people mostly just because we're getting outdoors. It's usually met with that's a great idea.
To say that actually we are going to organize these trips, we know what to do, we know where to go.
Expertise,
yeah, that helps.
We have now to have well-designed cities. We need to have access where you live to some natural spots.
And what can people do to get exposure to nature if they're totally housebound? For example, if they're elderly or disabled?
As a medical doctor, I would recommend to open the windows as much as you can, get fresh air, and also exercise. Even if you don't exercise in the nature, you can also look at beautiful picture of sea, of nature. Even if it's not the same effect than being in the nature, it helps. And it has also been proved.